Yeah.
What is good?
We're back in the studio. Let's go.
Back with a special episode with player development coach at the University of Iowa, Tristan Spurlock. What's up, T?
Our most requested guest, not necessarily by the fans, more so by himself.
Requested by
The request that I brought in alone.
Yeah.
the most requested guest of all time, just by him. Yeah,
By myself
himself.
By sure
Yeah.
request sent from Tristan.
I think
to us.
I think I've asked at least 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
At this point.
Man, Pat, when I'm gonna come on the pod, man? Like, you gonna be, every pod we post, he'll swipe up. When I'm gonna come on the pod?
I've
Like,
hated too. I've hated. Yeah. Sure. That was cool, but I mean, get me on the pod.
He just needed me to join the pod. I got him on.
Hey, shout out to my boy C-Mac, man. I miss C-Mac. Me and C-Mac, man, that's my dog.
Yeah, C-Mac was fired. That's what I like to tell him. He was fired and replaced.
Replaced for new
He had a
talent.
good. He landed on his feet.
Yeah. We're not
Not
going to
bad.
talk about which job went before the other. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah. Who left who?
Yeah, no. We're not talking about that. But he was fired. In case anybody wants to know, Connor was fired.
All
Brutal.
right. Shout out my boy.
Brutal.
T, my guy, what's good? We got a lot to talk about, man.
A lot. Let's get to it.
A lot to talk about. So I think first, I kind of just want to start with like kind of introduce yourself, because I think like our fans, like I think they're aware of who you are, right? Especially now because you've been here for a year. But I think I think they were kind of like, who's this guy? Like when they hired you, and then they might have read your bio or whatever. And like, oh, okay, he knows what he's doing. But like I think people were confused just because you're not from the area, you're not like any of that stuff. So just kind of speak on that.
No, for sure. I mean, first off, the amount of love I got when I first got the job was unreal. I mean, Iowa Nights is such a real thing. I was in Hy-Vee and grocery stores and people were running up telling me how, excited they were for me and knew nothing about me, some people, even for your dad, like if you look at the staff, most of the staff has played for your dad, you know what I mean? So, right there, I'm super grateful just to be a part of it. And for me, I'm from Washington, D.C., the DMV area, I wear it proudly. Shout out
He does. He wears it so proudly.
So proud.
Don't speak negatively about the
Shout out all my
DMV
hoopers, man.
unless you want to get in a fight.
Exactly. Shout out all my DMV guys, man. But I played 8-9 years overseas, loved it, had fun, and I was blessed to right when I was done get into coaching, man. And you guys keep me young, you guys keep me going. Right before I started, I was it was crazy. I was playing pickup with y'all.
Yeah.
We was having intense pickup runs.
That's all I knew you as. Was just the guy.
I was setting
He
up
was
the pickup
screaming at me
runs
playing
and,
pickup.
Me and Pat, we go back 3 years now. It's gotta be about 3.
A little bit longer than that even at this point. Yeah.
At this point, we go back 3 years of just getting in the gym, working out, getting better. And, it was a lot of nights. It was just me and you in there just, grinding it out. Now it's like, wow, like, to be a part of it, to be behind the scenes of it all and seeing what really it takes to go into it has been a blessing, man. I love it.
What's it like? Like you kind of talked about the staff. Every single guy on our staff has played high level basketball. Like, that's got to be pretty cool to be able to talk basketball with them every day. And
it is, and it's cool because we're not at the point where it's all about us anymore. You know what I mean? Like Coach Gayton's got a crazy stat. I saw it the other day. Like him and Steph Curry are the only 2 players that have 30 points back to back versus ranked teams. You know what I mean? Like
I remember that stretch for Matt was crazy. I remember that.
That's unreal, but that's
15
like an
straight,
unreal stat. You know what I mean?
He made like 12 straight threes in game. It was like something like
crazy.
that. Yeah.
It sees, all-time great over at UNCG. So for me, like, I love it. I was pretty good at UCF, and I had a great career overseas. And, for us, it's never about us. We don't mind getting in the gym with you guys at any point in time, breaking down film. And what I like from those guys, and Sherm, Skis is a legend in his own right. You know what I mean?
2,000-point scorer.
Skis is a legend on and off the court.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Skis is that guy.
that's my guy. So, for me, it's just being able to be around those guys and starting my career, as a coach. My first year with them is a lot of brain power right there, man. They bring a lot to the drawing board, and you sit and you listen and you learn to interject when it's time to interject.
C is interesting to me because like he's so quiet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I think he might be brilliant. Like when it comes to like basketball knowledge.
He is.
Like he's so smart.
He is.
Like everything he's ever said to me, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
And
But
like he'll draw up like when we do those like scrimmages, like he'll draw up these ATOs and I'm
Right
like,
away.
bro, that was fire.
Right away.
Like I'm like,
Yeah.
that was fire.
Middle Detroits and all that.
Yeah, like
I
I'm like,
mean,
that's fire.
C's one of those people like you just gotta be around him to understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just sitting there, listening, watching, and seeing how he is. He's very detail oriented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's very serious, and he's like, Everything's got to go a certain way. It's got to be like this. So it's dope. I mean, everybody's different. You know, Matt's the hater. Matt hates. You know what I mean? I probably bring the most energy just because I'm younger and I can, you know, get 4 hours of sleep and still be good. And you know what I mean? And, you know, Skeez is the most laid back, you know.
He's the grandpa.
He's the grandpa of the group. So, you know, he holds it down too.
So. You definitely, you kind of alluded this earlier, you definitely lived through us.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of your biggest.
I love it.
That's one of your biggest.
I love it. I love living through y'all because now I like, no, funny story, the Riz.
Yeah,
Riz. So I didn't know what Riz was. And my nephew kept saying Riz around me. And I'm like, yo, what is Riz? And Maddie was like, I'm old because we don't know what Riz. We didn't know. So I text Pat, said, Pat, what's Riz? He said, why do you need to know what Riz is? And I'm like, yo, just tell me what it is so I can be cool. And then once I learned, you know, now I know, like, all right.
That's when you know you're getting old.
Oh, I'm old now. I don't got a TikTok, bro. Like
W Riz, L Riz.
L Riz.
Like it's even crazy because even if I'm with like Jack and his buddies, like they speak like another language.
But you're
it seems
the old
like
man
at times.
Now. You're the old head now.
That's what I'm. Yeah. No, I am.
I mean, I have my sister's friends back home trying to teach me how to dap people up. Like,
oh, sweetheart,
come on.
Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think I do?
No, it's crazy.
Peyton can dap.
Peyton can dap. Peyton's my guy. P money. But yeah, no, it's cool, man. I'm just happy to be here and you know, start my own career and. You know, taking from everybody a little bit. Even Spru, you know, Spru comes around a lot still. And
Spru's also brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant, man. So I'm around a lot of good basketball.
He'll never leave. He'll be around forever.
Oh, like, I love it. Spru's my guy.
He misses it.
We got UCF Connect. We got our UCF Connect.
We roped Spru into helping out at West High Open gyms.
Oh man.
Like we somehow it was the guy who runs them. His name's Nate Cook, one of Jack's teammates' dads, good friend, and he was saying like it was his idea. He's like, we got to get Spira. He's like, could we get Spira? And I'm like, it's a really good idea. Like we could ask him, and he's like, yeah, I'll do it sometimes. But the thing about Spru is once you rope him in, like he's locked in. He's gonna be locked in. So you know, he's still kind of getting his. I went last week and watched him, and he's still kind of getting his feet wet, learning exactly what like. You got to learn what like the coach wants.
Yeah.
Like, so you got to learn from Coach Bergman, like what do you want me to teach them, and then you go 10 toes, and that's what Spru will do.
For sure. All right, so. We learned you're from D.C., DMV.
Yeah.
What happened? So you get to college. Talk about your playing career a little bit.
Oh, man. So I was blessed. I went to a really good high school, Montrose Christian. A lot of good players, man, went there. So I was pretty good. Ended up being Mr. Basketball in the state of Virginia. I ended up going to UVA under Tony Bennett. Went there for a year. Just wasn't my cup of tea. Great guy.
Run the circle motion?
Yeah, man, I was trying to score some points.
Circle motion.
They had me doing blocker mover. I wasn't with it. So
sides.
You run that every play. The blocker mover every play.
215 pounds trying to screen in the ACC wasn't working. Yeah. So I got out to UCF and it was great, man. I had so much fun. You know, just guys that I still talk to this day. You know, like my brothers, man. I love them to death, and just being able to hoop and. You know, we played fast-paced. We got up and down. We pressed. We played. We shot threes, you know, running, jumping, dunking, and it fit right to what I wanted to do. So I had a good last 3 years there. I got, you know, a chance to do summer league with Detroit Pistons, averaged 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. I was hooping a little bit. And then, hooping a little bit. And then I got drafted in the G League. That was cool. Did that for a year and then started overseas.
For sure.
Yeah, so it was fun.
Where all did you play?
Man,
go
that's
through
a loaded
now.
question. So here we go. I did China, NBL for a summer. I did Argentina. I did Uruguay. I did Hungary. That was great. That was fun. I did Mexico, Israel. I think that's it.
What was your favorite spot?
It depends, man. Like Mexico food-wise was amazing, top notch. I mean, it was great. Good tacos and cheap, and I'm really cheap. So you know, you can get you a great meal for about $8. That was good.
The U.S. dollar is worth a lot in Mexico.
It goes over, and you know, in like the peso, like 500 pesos is $20. So I'm going to the casino with 500 pesos, and it's 25 pesos a hand. I'm good. I'm there all day. I'm good to go because I'm only losing $20. I'm gonna lose that $20, but I'm gonna feel okay about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's food money.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mexico's fun. Hungary, you know, that was the first place I played, and I went to the championship my first year. I had a really good season, so you get kind of like, you think like I'm going to be there all the time now. Like I went there my first year, and I didn't go back until my last year. You know what I mean? So it was sweet to like start off going to the chip and then finish and, you know, winning the championship. That was great.
Yeah, that's cool. Obviously, you had a really long, illustrious playing career. Like, so then how did you kind of like make that transition? Because like obviously I'm hopefully nowhere close to making my transition into into retirement. I want to play professionally, obviously. So, but like that's something that like I think about. Like, I couldn't imagine. Like, could you imagine like just not playing basketball every day at this point in your life?
But I couldn't
like,
imagine it at 21 and 22. I thought I was going to play till I was 40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was going to play till my knees gave out.
Yeah. So kind of how was that process for you? Because like I get emotional sometimes even thinking about like.
No, it's crazy.
Like I eventually would have to give this up. Like what?
Yeah,
what?
No, it's crazy. It hit me. So for me, it happened so fast. I mean, it was like that. Like I went from playing with y'all to being on the sideline with y'all. So
because you were still playing, like right when you got our job, right?
I got an offer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I got an offer to go back overseas. I was getting ready. And then when BT left to go to Elon, Coach Spru stepped down, and then the position was open. I talked to Coach, and at first, Coach told me no. He was like, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I was like, all right, well, I just wanted to give it a chance, and I met with former AD Barter, and we had a great conversation, and it happened to work out for me. So for me, it wasn't one of them situations where I planned on stopping. It's just something I couldn't turn down. My first coaching career job in the Big Ten, I'm like. I got friends who started in, JUCO and D3, and not to say nothing's wrong with that, but for me to start right at, the Big Ten with you guys, I couldn't pass that up. Like, yeah. And then, I got kids. I got two little ones, Taj and Alea. So.
Shout out Taj and Alea. Shout out Maddie, too.
Shout out Maddie. So once the her birthday's Wednesday, too, so shout out her. Her birthday's Wednesday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Maddie.
She's old. She'll be 30, so. For me, she's old. She'll be 30. So for
Maddie's
me,
his fiance, by the way.
Yeah,
somehow she's old.
So she can't wait to be 32. She keeps talking about it. I'm like, bro, your knees gonna hurt as soon as you get 30. So
the day happens.
Yeah, as soon as you get 30, your knees gonna start hurting. So for me, it was that happened. I won a championship, and my son was born right after that. And I was gearing up to go back, and when that the opportunity came up, I just knew like I was good with it. I was at peace with it. I had fun, man. Like, I went everywhere, played everywhere, competed, and, I don't wake up any days now like, man, I'm ready I get the itch. It's a different fire. It's a different itch you get now. Like, I'm trying to get you to be even better than I was and you to be even better than you are now. And, like, I didn't think that there was going to be anything that could fulfill that desire, competitively.
Yeah.
I thought, like, nah, I'm always going to want to, box out. And now it's so different. Like, you guys hear me in practice. I'm always, like, I'm yelling and like it's the same competitive, and I get that every day I get in there with y'all. Like every day doing layups or whatever we start, and I'm like, let's get it. Like you know what I mean? I'm excited to be out there with y'all.
And it's not like you completely left the game either.
Oh,
like
no.
You hopped right in. Like you still play with us sometimes.
And I feel it the next day.
I was gonna say
but
it's like you get that still competitive nature, but you save some wear and tear on your body.
Yeah, listen. I don't save much wear and tear. My knee was killing me the other day. I was doing a drill with Logi, and Logi's knee hit my leg. I couldn't let him know at the moment. I had to play it off. Man, I got home that night. Maddie was like, I thought you were done. Like, what are you doing? Like, your body's, you falling apart. So, but like you said, I still get that competitive edge. And, I never knew that watching film would feel the same as, getting ready for a big game and preparing y'all.
Yeah.
And I do love it. Like, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's awesome. Yeah, so I know that job, it was really highly coveted that you got it.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about, like, I guess you kind of talked about it a little bit, but just kind of, like, the days you got the job, like, what was your first reaction? Like,
so it was crazy because when I met with Coach, I came in and, like, I think he thought we were going to sit down and just have a regular talk, but I came in with, like, papers. I came in with, like a sheet of how I was going to get everybody better, what I was going to do, and, like, and, I didn't come in dressed in, like, sweat. I came in, like, ready. So I think when I got in there, he kind of, like, looked like, oh, okay, we're for real. Like, you're really you want to do this. Like, all right. And he was honest with me the whole way. Like, if I can make it happen, we can make it happen. If not, I appreciate you. But, and when it happened, I remember my, Maddie's mom is a huge Hawkeye fan. Like, she told me I was going to be a coach, like, 4 years ago. And she'd be like, you could coach the Hawkeyes. I'm like, I don't know nobody in Iowa, let alone be a coach, So she was actually holding my daughter when I got off the phone with your dad. He was like, hey, I want you to come down here and sign everything. We got practice today. So at that point, I had to tell her. Like, I was like, I didn't want her seeing it nowhere. But I didn't want to tell her until I, like, 100% knew. So I was like, hey, Alea was asleep. She was holding her. I was like, hey, I just want to let you know I got the job, and I'm going to be starting on tomorrow. She stood up and almost threw my daughter out in her arms. And I was like, Stack, you got to relax. Like, she is football, women's basketball, our games, she watches to the end. Like, she don't care who crying, who needs a diaper. When the game is on, she's locked up. So, it was cool. It was cool for for us in that moment too. It was nice, but it happened so quick, and then right when I got here, it was like, all right, let's go. Like I was locked in. But it helped because I already knew you guys.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like
pickup.
We played pickup like all spring.
All spring, man.
I remember you were sitting at practice and like I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a normal thing. Like because you couldn't start till I think it was July 1st that
July
summer.
1st, yeah.
I'm like, oh, what up?
So I was just
what
there
up, T?
then,
Just hanging out, and
I didn't want to say nothing just in case. I was like, man, I gotta wait till I'm official. Like my name's on the door. I'm not saying nothing.
And like a week later, you told me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that makes sense a little bit.
It
Yeah,
was a good time, man. It was fun.
Yeah.
Like, I remember those Court 45. Shout out to Daryl and everybody at Court 45, man.
Yep.
But those pickups were intense, man. We had some real fun pickup game. We'd be there for hours, like 3 hours straight, just hooping.
all spring.
Yeah, all spring. That was big.
It was
time.
literally like Monday, Wednesday, Friday of the entire spring.
Yeah.
And then at first it was just like 2 or 3. And next you know, like I had to get 2 courts going.
Yeah.
Because everybody was coming in wanting to play. Ash was still here. He was hooping. And then we were getting pros coming in. So it was cool. That was cool too.
For sure. Yeah.
No, yeah, I miss those days a little bit. I like the Court 45 court because it's shorter.
Yeah, we got straight to the offense.
Save your legs.
Hey, look, I loved it. Straight to the offense.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
For
but
sure.
like you kind of got connected to the program just because you and I just kind of became tight, like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, man. I remember when you had came in when we were at Court 45 and you came in the gym and you were hooping. We were doing 3-on-3.
Yeah.
We're like half court stuff, and you were just like, hey, you want to work out? And I was like maybe a month and a half into like really training, really getting started. I was like, all right, let's do it. And we just locked in, man. Me and Pat been locked in ever since.
I think we've texted every day since then.
Every day.
we text constantly.
Every day about
Probably,
anything.
you probably never knew where that was going to take you.
I had no idea, and nor did I ask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't really. I was still hooping. So for me, I was just like, we genuinely I wanted to get him better. I caught myself watching every Iowa game. I'm texting him after like, hey man, you got to cut or keep playing. You good? Don't worry about what anybody's saying or this and that. And our bond grew from there. So and it helped me. And honestly, it helped me with how I do everybody, how I react with everybody. I think I had such a Mamba mentality growing up, where I was really like hard on other players and other teammates, but. When you get around you guys, you realize, like, man, y'all kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, as crazy as it is, like, you guys are loved by so many people, but you guys are kids. You guys have class. Yeah. You guys have, life outside of basketball. You guys have significant others that you got to help, mom, dad, sisters. You got to be a brother. Like, it's crazy. So
For sure. Yeah, and, people, like, you're the player development coach, and I don't know if there's actually a more player development coach in the country than you. Like,
I appreciate that.
I'll tell the audience, like, he works people out 7 a.m., 8 p.m., Sundays. It does not matter. Like, people are in the gym with him pretty much every single day of the year. Like, you text him, he's like, I got you. He sets it up. Like, it's crazy. And, like, how, like, you have to love it to really do that. Like,
I do. And, like, I think I got that from, like, my dad. You know what I mean? Like, I learned very early, like, he did commissions, so he had to if he didn't go to work, he didn't make any money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I was in middle school, and I'm playing up, middle school, you play a little, it's like JV and varsity. I'm in 7th grade, I'm playing varsity. So I'm thinking I'm good. And I remember one day he came and saw me play, and he was like, and I played terrible. Mind you, the kid I was playing against was this kid named Jason Clark, went to Georgetown. Like, he was big time, like probably #1 kid in like the state. Like, he was good. And he killed me. I'm in 7th grade, he's in 8th grade, kills me. So my dad get in the car, and my pop's like, yo, I'm losing money coming to watch you play like that. Like, I can't do it.
Oh God,
like
a lot of pressure.
That's pressure, man.
But it made sense because he's like, I'm leaving work. Like, and if I don't work, we don't eat. So when I come to watch you, you gotta play. Like, you gotta pick it up. You can't be cool. And ever since then, I think that's how I took everything. Like, I'm very fortunate at the opportunity I have. So, if we working out at 7 a.m. makes you better, it helps you get to our end goal, that's my part. I don't do the scouts. I don't, I'm not out recruiting. So my part is to get you to where you got to get to. Let's line it up. Let's do it.
Yeah. And you talked about that. Talk about what are some restrictions on your job? Because I don't even really know, and the viewers definitely don't know. So you can't go out recruiting.
So I can't go out recruiting. Luckily because of the NCAA, now I'm allowed to be on the court, like, officially with you guys and do everything I want to do there. And that's so huge because I think a lot of, support staff people can't be on the court or can't do anything. And now the NCAA has allowed for slots for people to be able to do that. And I think in the past, people would get in those ops positions and be stuck in the support staff roles. So now the NCAA is allowing, player development to be a coach. Before it was all administrative, where I couldn't be on the court. I couldn't do certain things. Now I'm actually on the court. I can pass and do everything I need to do. So it was cool.
For sure.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like you wouldn't be allowed to like touch a basketball.
Yeah,
on the court.
On the court,
Speak to a player.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
You couldn't even like talk about like. You couldn't even talk about like strategic plays with guys. You know, so now it's you know I have even more like freedom with you guys to do and get better.
No reason for that.
Yeah, but they fixed it at least.
Yeah,
They
they fixed it. They fixed
did.
it. I can't be mad at them.
No,
crazy.
like when you first got here, it's funny because like Sante and JD and Brock, like those guys go like early.
Yeah, so I got my 7 a.m. group. They go early. They go Breakfast Club and they but I used to be an early guy when it came to like working out. But then as I got older, I became like a midnight guy. Like we've gone.
That's
at
what
like
what I was. So it's like you would be there at 7 a.m. with Sante, but then like I'd want to work out at 11 p.m.
Yeah, but that would be more my vibe.
Yeah.
Like 11, I'd be like, good. We be in there like music playing.
Yeah.
And next you know, it's like 1:30. I'm getting texts like, yo, are you coming home? Like, what, are you staying there tonight? So
I love being in there when there's nobody in the building.
Yeah.
Like nobody in like the whole building.
Yeah.
Like that's peaceful to me.
yeah, and we got good managers too. Shout out to the whole managers we got, man.
They're great.
This crop we got here is really good as far as like
Ben Sheridan, my dog,
shout
go to
out
class.
Ben, you know what I mean?
Go to class.
Go to class,
Sheridan.
Ben. I know he's not in class. So we got a good group, man. And when I'm up at, I get there about 6:30, write the plan down for whatever we're doing, and they help me in any way they can, and they make it fun too, Brock and them. They're competitive. That 7 a.m. group is competitive, so like they're not like in there just wasting time. They get in there, they know they want to work, and those guys are locked in.
For sure. And man,
But you all are. Like everybody's got their times. You know what I mean? Like P, you get in there all the time, every day. I've came in to get my own shots up, and you've been in there, by yourself, shooting. So you're a nut. You're a nutcase. Patrick is a nutcase when it comes. Patrick is great because Patrick will text me. And we'll be talking about something. He'll be like, oh, yo, by the way, you want to work out? I'll be like, yeah, bro, I got you. When? Like right now? Like you doing anything? Nah, let me put my son down. I got you.
It's because this guy doesn't do homework. He can just leave, pick it up, and all go.
He's an OG now. He old now, man.
Yeah, man. I got my degree.
He got his degree.
I work out every day to keep my sanity. Otherwise, my mind just races.
Yeah, he'd be on the Madden.
Yeah, I play Madden. I play a
Just
lot of Madden.
smoking people.
Yeah, I play a lot of Madden. I created a franchise. I'm the Eagles, and I have like 6 created players, 3 on offense. 3 on
so you're one of those.
Oh yeah, and I beat teams like
cheating.
100.
I play online.
You play online?
Yeah.
I beat teams like 100-0.
See,
Like
online was big when you overseas. You got online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, online is big.
I play a lot of online 2K.
See, and then I get mad because if it glitch on me, I'm be hot.
Mine always glitches too.
Yeah, and if
it
it doesn't, I say it does. Like it glitch, man. That's why you got.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a great.
Always got a backup plan.
Always.
Yeah.
Great excuse. Kind of the next piece I wanted to get into is like when you do still play with us sometimes, or when you play with the managers. I've never seen somebody be like so nice and so cool, like when we're just like chilling.
Yeah.
But like when we play basketball, like realistically, like you lose your mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like no BS. Like you, like I've never seen a switch flip like that.
I can flip that. It's crazy because I can flip that. Like once I get like we could do the manager games versus the other schools, and they're kids.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hit me till later. Like I'm like, man, I was a kid, man. I had to do him like that. When she's been on the court.
You go back to the hotel, you're like, man, I was just
elbow in
talking
the
so
face.
much trash to a 20-year-old kid, like giving him
Who's got
buckets.
stats?
Like what I do.
He's got stats tomorrow.
It's
got an
you
exam
feel
in the
bad
morning.
you feel bad about it afterwards.
Oh yeah, afterward,
Like,
but
you
not
always
during.
do.
Never during.
Yeah.
No. But like after, you're like, oh man, sorry, G-Loft.
But I think that's like the environment. You know what I mean? Like I grew up playing. My dad was like 6 feet. My dad didn't play any ball. He ain't hoop. My mom's like 5'9", so like they didn't know I was gonna be this tall. So what I did do was hoop a lot. Like my dad would drop me off. My grandma would drop me off after school. I would lie, saying my homework was done. And I was playing against grown men at like a young age. So for me, like they took it very serious. So when I stepped on that court, it was no friends. I'm trying to run through you. And then the high school I went to, man, it's 6, 7 All-Americans on the court. Like if you don't bring it, you will get embarrassed that day. So I think I always kept that with me, and I like that side of me too, being able to flip the switch. But it is crazy, and I'm trying to flip that switch with my kids. But my daughter is so competitive, man. Like we got this little game where she'll give me a little toy, and I'll put it in one hand, and I'll hide it behind my back, and I'll show her, and she'll pick. Oh, she misses. Sometimes I'm like, yo, this one, like please, because she loses it. She's on the ground, on the floor, man, let her win. Nah, I can't let her win. Like, I can help her, but
Hey, that's the path to early greatness, though.
yeah, I'm
that
trying.
competitive drive.
That's what you
sure.
feel me?
Does Taj have the same drive?
It's all fun for him right now.
Yeah. He's just out here.
He's won, by the way.
He's
You
living
always,
life.
you always send me like videos and stuff, and I'm like, my boy's just out here.
He's just out here living life.
He's just out here.
No T-shirt on.
Just follows
belly out.
follows Leia
Oh
around.
yeah, and
like,
she could care less.
yeah.
She can't stand him.
He just follows her around. She'll like push him to the ground, and he just like starts giggling.
He's 37 pounds, huge.
He's enormous.
Yeah.
Taj is the biggest baby I've ever seen.
It was at one point he was almost 1 and he wasn't like walking, and I was like, man, it might be a while for my dog. Like, you remember? And I was like, Pat, it might be bad for him. Like he's big. Then somebody told me put him on steps and like let him walk up the steps, and I did like a week.
Yeah.
It was good.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the craziest thing I ever seen.
It was to the point where like when he was a baby, like he was so huge
Bro.
that like he was almost like not cute, because like you know how
Yeah.
babies are cute, but like he was so big.
He was
that-
like he
Nah,
was
he
so
was
big.
cute.
He was cute, but it was like
but like he
you
was
were
so
concerned.
big. Yeah.
Because you couldn't find an ankle. His
Yeah.
wrist was, I was concerned for my dog. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I hope you thin out. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't just tall right away. Like, I gradually grew. So, you know what I mean? And then in 6th grade, I was 6 foot. I thought I was done.
Yeah.
I was when I got taller than my dad, I like damn near threw a party. I was hyped. We had made it.
Yeah.
I was 6 foot. It's over. I could stop right here. I could be Allen Iverson if I got to. You know what I mean? But
Allen Iverson.
yeah, it could be AI.
Man.
AI, that guy.
Yeah. I mean, even so that competitive drive you have, I mean, that's as a coach too, because I know there's times you'll be screaming at me like,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll go back and forth
Like we'll
mid-fight.
fight. Like
Yeah.
we'll fight.
Be like,
Yeah.
you can dig on that, and I'll be like, man.
Yeah. But see,
You
my
don't shut
thing-
up. But then right when we're done,
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
we're
we're
cool.
right back.
Yeah.
And
we're
I
talking
think
like it
that's
don't matter.
that's why I love like the player development side of it, because I feel like I'm big on daily deposits. Like I feel like if I deposit, good energy into you all the time, then when we do have a rough moment like that, you know where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah.
Like he's on me right now, but as soon as like we're done, okay, cool, because I've poured into you like, hey, we're good. Hey, we've talked. We check on each other. You good? You need anything? But then when it's time to flip that switch and we're on the road to Indiana, and I'm like, hey man, you gotta rotate, come up. You're not gonna be like, man, he always on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or like, man, he don't never say nothing positive. Like, like, all right, let me lock in. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah.
So that's how I think my coaching style is right now. Like,
Sure.
we got older guys on the staff who who know more, who go about it a different way. But for me, it's like I kind of like wanna, hey, come here, woo, woo, woo. But you see me,
For sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
you see me.
I
like
mean, you
that.
even like that competitive side. It came out like at the Penn State game. I remember.
I literally was thinking
you
that.
jumped me, and
Yeah,
like
literally.
I've been struggling, man. Like,
Yeah.
with everything, and that kind of just like flipped the switch. Like
And I remember after
for the
that
rest
game,
of the season, like
but after the game, we texted right away.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, I needed that. Thank you." And what did I say? I was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, I'm so."
yeah, you're like
I was
so
like, my
sorry,
bad,
like giving me
man.
a hug. I'm like, man, I needed that, and then
Yeah.
the rest of the way was different. Like
Yeah.
it was
It was
the whole
and I mean,
way.
you got hot, man.
Yeah.
But that's just because you put so much work in.
Yeah.
You put a lot
just
of work
needed
on your
just
game.
needed the wake up.
Yeah, man. You shoot it. You move it. And I joke with your dad when we have recruits all the time, because I'm like, man, I thought I shot a lot of threes. If I was playing for your pops, bro, I would have got them joints up. I would have shot, man. It's so much fun playing in that system and that style. And, it's been here almost 2 years, going on my 2nd year. I've yet to hear like, yo, don't shoot that.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are smart enough to know like who can shoot what. But I've been in practice plenty of times, and I'd be like, I don't know about that one.
Sometimes we'll say it to each other.
Yeah. Oh, y'all will say it to each other, but he won't.
Yeah, no,
you know
no,
what I mean.
never,
He won't be
never.
like, "Hey, don't shoot that," And I've had coaches that'll tell you, "Hey, man, you don't do that again."
Yeah.
Like, cut that out. So, I always think like with 20-year-old Tristan, want to play here, and it's always like, man, I would have had so much fun.
Yeah.
And it's such a great environment.
Absolutely.
That's the way we play, bro. Like I could never imagine playing any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where you don't just have like a free flowing like motion
Yeah.
offense. Trust me, our playbook is incredibly extensive.
Yes.
And, like we have a lot of different stuff. Tristan found that out today.
I found that out today. I thought I drew up a master play. I swear.
We were talking
P,
about, I'm not
P.
gonna say the name, but it was one of the segments that we did where it was only I don't want to say because I don't want to give it away with the runner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tristan's
Boy.
Tristan's next to me. He's like, bro, I drew up this play. Like
Just for this.
He's like, it's based off this.
And
like,
then
it's
I'm telling him, I'm like, yo,
perfect. And I'm like,
Ben's
all right,
here.
let me hear it. He's like, all right, bro. So Ben's gonna flash up here, and he's gonna have he's like,
The
we're gonna
whole
clear the
side?
runner out.
Yep.
And we're gonna flash Ben up, and he's gonna have the whole side.
Yep.
I said.
Or the high low.
I said we have a name for that. I told him the name. We do.
I was sick.
Tristan's like
Sick.
Tristan's like, oh, for real? I'm like, Yeah, bro.
Wrote it, but the crazy part is,
That sucks.
not only did I have the play, drew it up, wrote it down, named it. And when he told me that, I just kept thinking, like, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to just rip this out the book.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just ball this up and throw it, bro. Because it was you know, we have it. So great minds think alike. So clearly I'm on the right page.
Yeah. No, I was like, we got that. We got that. No, but right now we're going to take a quick break for our sponsors.
I want to tell you guys a little story about the night that we won the state championship my senior year of high school. Obviously, we did the trophy presentation, but the first spot that we went right after we won was Jethro's. Jethro's Barbecue is one of my favorite spots that I've really had ever growing up. It started in Des Moines and just moved to Iowa City, and I couldn't be happier about it. It's somewhere that I went for birthdays, for celebrations, and obviously the state championship. Now that it's in Iowa City, it's a perfect spot to go eat after football games, before football games, just with your family or for a meal. It's one of my favorite spots, and I highly recommend to visit Jethro's Barbecue, located in Iowa City.
All right, welcome back to Two Peas on a Pod with special guest, player development coach for the Iowa Hawkeyes, Tristan Spurlock. T,
Yo.
your first year, what was your favorite moment?
I got a couple. Let's see. At Seton Hall was amazing.
That was fun.
First big road win.
When C jumped in the middle of that
Yeah.
water and he knew it was coming, he took his shoes off, his socks off. That was dope. Man, I never heard a quieter gym than at Indiana.
That was awesome. That was my favorite moment of the
and
year.
the kiss of death was amazing. Perkins Hall.
Yep.
Perkins Hall.
We back cut them to death.
Yes.
I had no idea what was going on. And the crazy part was leading up to that, we really thought, I was like, yo, this is going to be a war tonight. Like,
Yeah.
I was locked in for anything.
I mean, it was like
the
a
home-
big
'cause the
game.
home one, the home game was a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, all right, you know they ain't gonna go, you know, they not gonna go like that. They gonna come in here, it's their place, it's gonna be loud.
And they just won at Mackey.
and
like
just be
3 days
Purdue.
before
So I'm
that.
thinking like, when I'm and then you know when you're going through it and we're winning, I'm like, we about to beat. It's about to be a wrap.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They about to be over with.
I mean, I think like that's so cool. Like going
yeah.
into Assembly Hall and just
Yeah, I had
Having-
some great
having
wins.
people
I had
leave,
some great wins
Working
my
them.
first year.
Yeah.
Working them.
Michigan State, of course, was iconic. I mean, that was great.
That was unreal.
unreal.
Iowa State. That was
That was
great.
awesome.
That was also awesome.
Shout out to Cheese, hit 2 threes. My dog.
He's my dog, Phil.
And that was another guy,
was
man.
crazy.
Shout out, Phil. I miss my boy,
That's
man. I miss
another
my
guy,
brother.
man.
My
Me-
blood, man.
Me and Phil locked in quite early too. Like Phil was like,
Well, Phil was at the pickups.
yeah, Phil was at the pickups, and then like you know when everybody had went home for like 2 weeks, me and Phil really locked in before the year, man. Like that was really fun for me to be able to like really see how his transition from he wanted it. You know what I mean? Like he wanted to have a great year, and you know I think he had some like self-doubt going from the level he went to and having how he was the first year. And I think for me it was super gratifying to see him like really do the numbers he was doing.
Yeah.
And some people with bigger names maybe got more recognition. But I mean, if you go by like what he was doing day in and day out, like
It was great.
he was great for us.
And he was like super apologetic after his first year. Like he would
Yeah.
always like say sorry to us. Like we're like, dude,
Mhm.
like we're a team. Just go play ball. And then he finally like internalized that. Like I think it really helped in those pickup runs you guys had. Like he was able to be himself again and
Yeah.
open more of his game. And then he
Man,
was
by the end of the
phenomenal
pickup
last
runs, he
year.
was talking trash to me.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
He had
he
a great
like
year.
that's the thing about Phil. Like he really like you could see a difference in Phil from the first year to the year we won the Big Ten championship to that second year. Like because the first year, right? Like we still had Keegan, like we had Bo, like
Yep.
we had like that's when I kind of came on. Like we had like TP was kind of coming on. Peyton, you were still young, but like we had like more like Joe T. We had like established guys like that were here already, and then like kind of like Keegan made his big jump, and like Phil kind of took a back seat.
Yeah.
And like he just like was kind of working through that, and he had never played with so many other good players before because like we were all nice.
never
At,
been like
at
that.
UND, it wasn't necessarily like that. No disrespect to any of them guys, but like he was the man.
He was.
So then like he
was-
comes here and he's not
was,
the man.
He was like a point forward out there.
Yeah, like he was the man.
He
And
was
then
shooting a lot of
Yeah,
threes.
I seen one leg Phil jumping off the, he's
exactly.
doing a lot.
And then he came here and he wasn't. So he like that's like a whole thing. And then like Phil, like he had a couple good practices, but he didn't really used to kill practice like that. But then
Man.
like last year,
Man, it was a massive.
last fall, like he killed practice.
killed.
He would get
Killed.
like 20 10 every practice.
Man, he was-
so I
he
was
was
like,
dominant.
nah, like Phil is different now. Like it's
The weight
different.
room was big for him too. He
Yeah.
hit that weight room and you could see like no shirt Phil was a big. Was big. It was a
Yeah,
big
he
difference
loved
there.
those little cutoffs.
Yeah.
he loved the
I
cutoff.
love that.
My dog Cheese, man. I miss that guy. I still text him all the time.
Yeah, I talked to him maybe like a week ago.
Yeah.
Him being overseas, man. I saw a picture of him, the workouts they was doing.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, it's easy compared to what we were doing.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I tried to kill you out there.
Phil is nuts.
Sweet.
I love that. That's my dog.
All right. Well, we want to get into quick hitters.
Let's do it.
This is brought to you by Jethro's Barbecue.
Jethro's
Shout out
Barbecue.
Jethro's.
King, tell me about Jethro's.
Jethro's. I went there Saturday at halftime of the Western Michigan game, and it was just phenomenal.
That's
Got in and
awesome.
out. Love the place.
That's
Great barbecue.
That's elite.
TV.
I will
TVs
be at
everywhere.
Jethro's on Saturday. So
awesome.
I think that's where I'm gonna go for.
That's
the
a good
game.
spot for the
That's
game.
I think
that's
that's
a good
it.
spot for the game.
Yeah, I
If you're
got
looking
shout
for
out.
somewhere to watch that game and a lot of other games,
Yeah.
Jethro's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Iowa City,
Jethro's.
close to Carver.
Hit it up. All right, so T, first question.
Let's get it.
Favorite spot to eat in Iowa City?
Right now, I'd say and we had this conversation, right? Because I used to be a different guy, but now I'm starting to. I won't say it's my favorite, but right now I think I'm gonna go there tomorrow. I like Estella's, man. It's
So
growing on
solid.
me.
That's the thing.
It's
Like,
grown
that's
on
the
me.
thing about Estella's. Like I'll say, like, I love Estella's because
Yeah.
I legitimately eat there every day, and they're like, "Well, you just saying that because they
Yeah.
work with you." I'm like, "No, bro.
You gotta
Like,
find
their
the right order. Once
their
you find that right
food-
order, it's fresh.
Their food is fire.
It's fresh, bro.
Fire.
It's
People
fresh.
always say that, like, oh, you're just doing it for the money. You're like, no,
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 I'm
it's
actually
fresh.
here every day.
the, the food is
It's
fire.
fresh. Like, from the pico to the rice and like the quesadillas. And I text you, I was like, all right, I was bugging. Like the quesadillas might be my jam.
Quesadillas are different.
That's what I told
Quesadillas
you, bro.
my
I was
jam.
like, every day, like, this is fire.
Nah,
Yeah.
it was good. So Stella's, I like if we're talking like sit down, I go is it Saint Tavern?
St. Birch Tavern.
St. Birch Tavern.
That's a good
Yeah,
spot.
That's my spot. I like going there, especially like summertime when it's nice out, sitting outside and chilling. I like that spot.
Seen you down there before we were about to go get into some, downtown activities. I've seen you.
You didn't see me. I saw y'all.
No. I saw you at St. Birch.
Oh, there we go.
I didn't see you anywhere
I
else.
was to say, that's my spot. I,
That's
like
pretty-
it
I went there last night. It's pretty
went there
dang
last
good.
night?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
my
I got
first
some-
time.
I got some family coming in town, so I think that's where we'll go.
That's a good spot for sure.
And then Jethro's for Saturday for the game for sure.
It's really good,
Yeah,
man.
it's a
Good spot.
I swear.
Celebrity crush.
Growing up, I would have to say it was Kelly Rowland.
It's a great
I
one.
loved
one.
Kelly Rowland
Good
growing up.
pick.
That's
Yep.
a good one.
I
That's a good one.
loved Kelly Rowland growing up.
That's a good
I don't know why, but that was it for me. Like I thought she was dope. Destiny's Child was dope. Yeah, that was it for me.
All right, if you could play one other sport besides basketball,
Well, the way they're giving this money out, put me in soccer. Wait, am I good though? Like, am I like an all-star? Like one of the top?
Yeah.
I'm really good.
It's just like, just think about it like you started like playing it the way you play, like you started playing basketball.
Yeah.
so like my
You
career would have went
switched-
like
so
that.
you
It's way more
you'd
money.
be good now.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, soccer.
Yeah.
That's good money.
Yeah.
Good money and a lot of longevity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just saw we was just talking about it. Travis Hunter, the way he got hit, man. Like football, a violent sport, and I love football. Football was my first love. Like that's what I wanted to play. Like I used to run around the house, tackle me, like just like my son does now. But like,
Tosh.
yeah, just like he does now. I get home, he's yelling, tackle me, and mom hates it. She's like, he's not playing that. And I'm like, you ain't got no choice when he's 6'8", 340. What are you gonna do? Be a violinist?
Yeah,
Yeah, go play on that field. Hey, listen, love you, son. You better go out there and get some
Yeah.
money. I mean, block for somebody quarterback.
Exactly. So many people getting hurt though, man. Like,
Yeah, so I
prayers
think
up for Luke Lachey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thinking about you, Luke.
Man,
yeah,
gonna have a big year.
Get better, my man. We need you out there. So
Favorite album you could listen to on repeat, no skips.
let's go.
This is a tough question because it's not necessarily like you can't handpick songs. Like this is a whole
Whole album.
album, like through and through. So it's different than me asking you like your favorite song. Like, no, this is a whole
This is
album.
anytime.
It's gonna be Drake.
Yeah.
It's gonna be More Life.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
More
Okay.
Life gave me all because it gives me if I gotta listen to something, it's gotta be somewhere I get all the vibes. I got a
Yeah.
little rap on there. I got a nice little if it's a nice day out, a couple songs on there that I like, but More Life for sure was.
That's a
Or
good
What a Time. What was it?
Yeah,
Drake
one
and
with Future?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it. I was that first year overseas.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that joint was here.
I was a
my
freshman. I
spot.
was a freshman in high school.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I was a freshman in high school.
You ain't gotta say that.
Since I was in 7th grade.
Jesus. I was playing ball.
I was still 5'8", like 200 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, fuck.
But the one thing I will say, you guys, I feel young, and then I do feel old.
Yeah.
Like 32, I never I feel young. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I'm 25, but then then you guys will say dates and numbers, I'll be like,
Dang. Yeah.
This year, I really feel that because we have more like younger guys. Like last year, we were old, bro,
You guys
and
were
we had
old.
a lot. Like even like our younger guys, like you and Carter, like they were old souls.
Yes.
Like Peyton's very like older, like
Yeah.
mature
Well,
acting.
even JD and DeSante.
And Sante,
like
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like very mature about
Yeah.
how they get along. I'm not saying
Yeah.
the freshmen we don't have, but like Brock is a child.
Yeah.
Like, Brock
and
is a
it's,
kid.
it's different because because there was only JD and Sante.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Everyone else had played on like the Big Ten championship
Yes.
Yeah,
team.
and
But
so
now
it's
it's
like-
only me, Pat,
And
Tony, like Riley, Carter, Luke. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So like, and it was like an older group of guys.
Yeah.
So it's like JD and Sante just like adapted
They had to
to that. Like,
But these guys, they're
They're young.
forcing the youth on you guys.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it too. I love it too. I
love
feel
it.
great. I
Yeah.
feel great.
Because even I was joking, like when we do our layups before practice, like it wasn't a lot of dunks.
No.
Not that you guys couldn't dunk. It was just who was really there to impress. Like
Yeah.
now it's like dunk, dunk, dunk. And I'm like, yo, this is what youth does. And every day for them, it's like they're bright-eyed and bushy-tails. Like I joked with Connor last year, like I was like, this practice like 2,000 for you. Like, so for him, it was like hard for him to get up some practices.
Yeah.
These guys, you know what I mean? That we're still going over plays, we're still learning, and they're still, grasping a lot of our concepts. So I love seeing them like really bring it. And I think it helps you guys too, because if you guys don't bring it, they win, and you guys are like, all right, like, it's days where they'll,
Yeah.
their youth kicks in.
It's crazy because like I mean every year it feels like in practices like sometimes like the gold team they win a lot of stuff just because
Yeah.
like they're really ready to go and like it's really good players and they got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Like
This is our
happens every year.
We're a very deep team. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like I love our guys this year for sure.
absolutely.
No, yeah. And
All
those daily deposits you was talking about, it's kind of like, oh, you gotta talk to these guys every day.
Yeah.
Because like I had, like when I was younger, bro, I had great older guys like Ryan Craner, Cordell, like Luca, Connor, obviously, like Riley Till, one of my favorite people in the world. Like all those guys were great to me. So now you just got to pay it forward
No,
and
you
do
got
the
to.
same thing. Like,
Yeah.
'cause it's like, why would I treat these guys any differently than I was treated?
can't.
Like, and even try to be better in certain areas, and try to like be that guy like for them. And Peyton's doing the same thing. TP is doing the same thing. Ben Cricky and Evan, it's different because they're new.
They're new.
But they both played basketball
Yeah.
somewhere else, and they know what it's like to play
Both
college
played on
basketball.
teams where like they had significant roles too.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
I think they both started last year.
Yeah.
And
So it's like they're still like like they're able to be a voice and advocates for the young guys, because just as like 4-year college basketball players.
Yep.
So that's kind of something that like I'm trying to be better at, be good at, and it's been good so
And
far.
that's what keeps the program consistently good is there's always that older guy that's leading. So
Yeah,
like
sure.
he said he came in with those guys. I came in with Keegan and Patrick and Connor,
Yeah.
J-Bo and all those guys, and then you just like you said, you got to pay it forward.
My favorite thing
Keep it
about
rolling.
this group though is like all of you guys are good guys. Like outside of this, you know what I mean? Like you guys are good.
We talk about this every episode, dude. We
Kids,
talk about this in
man.
every episode.
I just love it. You know what I mean? Like Brock, like I was joking with him, and I was like, man, if my son, like, if Taj has half your work ethic, he could be all right.
Yeah.
I can say that for all of y'all.
Brock's a psycho.
Yeah, Brock's a psycho. Brock's nuts. I told him the other day, get out.
Yeah.
Don't come in here today. Get out the gym. Go get some rest. But like I said, the same thing for JD, Sante, like all the young guys. Owen always comes in. Logi's like a sponge right now, trying to pick up everything. Riley always texting me, hey, can we sit down and watch this? Can we do that? And you guys, you guys are nuts. Both of you are actually psychopaths.
We're older though.
Yeah, so you guys understand. But you guys understand what's coming though. Like as far as like, all right, I
gotta
gotta take a
you gotta
day.
be ready.
Yeah, I
And
gotta
that's
take a
part
day.
of us to teach. Like, hey, Brock, like, don't go in today for the third time.
Yeah.
Like we need you. We need you in February, my boy.
Yeah,
like,
That's
like,
what I kind of
like
talked to him about.
like Brock, you know what? Like maybe like stay out today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was
like,
I did that last year. I seriously ran myself into the ground at the end of October.
Yeah.
I couldn't even walk anymore. Like, oh man. We
that's
haven't
the
played
thing.
the
It's like the
exhibition.
season is so long. Like we start practice like next week,
Man,
and hopefully we play through the month of March.
Man, and that's the crazy part. We start next week.
Yeah.
So I only had 1 year, but now like I'm like, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
I'm wired up now. I'm like, all right, we got through the the preseason, and we had the summer, which was great. I thought that was big time for us. As a group.
We had a lot of
great.
new guys.
Great.
Had to
They played
implement
good too.
different
A lot of teams was going overseas losing.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if y'all caught the memo. A lot of your teams out there was in Europe getting their butts kicked.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just keeping it real.
I was impressed, man.
Yeah.
And we were missing Patrick and Riley too, but
Oh
just the
man,
way
I
the
mean
young guys
like
played.
we was going 5-5 platoons.
Yeah.
And guys were like, all right, and to y'all credit, y'all was having fun. You know what I mean? Like bonding, seeing you guys at 2 a.m. riding around on scooters. You know what I mean? That was great. But I
Yeah.
loved it because I saw 7 of y'all, 6 of y'all. Every time I saw I never saw one person by themselves.
There was a few times it was everybody.
Everyone.
Like, most of the time it was everybody.
Everyone.
We lost TP for 2 hours.
Oh man,
We thought he was in the river.
Shout out my
That's
dog.
like TP is a very easy guy to lose. Like that guy just disappears
Yeah,
sometimes.
TP.
That's
There
my
was
dog.
there was a time we had it narrowed down. Like we were riding. His phone was dead, so you had to have the phone to have the bike. And we're by the Eiffel Tower, and there's all these guys. He starts talking to this guy. He's like walking around. So we're trying to get him a bike, and I swear, like we had him trapped. And then we came to the middle, and he's gone.
Yeah.
So the only place he could have been was the river.
Yeah.
That was the night that we started screaming at you,
Man,
and you
I
guys are walking
thought
downtown.
it was up for me. I'm walking down the street, and I hear T. I'm like, who knows me in France? Who knows me in Paris? What am I doing out here?
I was like,
they know me.
That was like 2 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, it scared me.
But thank God we found Tony. We weren't
There
going
we
to leave
go.
without him.
You can't leave without TP.
can't
We
leave
heard him
TP.
we heard him underneath the Eiffel Tower. He's screaming.
Yeah.
You never leave Tony. No.
All right. This last question are the quick hitters, and we
biggest
appreciate your
question.
time, T. This is the question that usually gets people thinking. 5 dinner guests, dead or alive.
Oh, let's go grandma for sure. She's passed away, but I lived with her my whole life. Wouldn't be nearly who I am if it wasn't for her.
That's
Let's
the
go-
best choice so far.
Yeah, grandma, that was like, all my values, taking me to church, pinching me when I'm falling asleep, all that good stuff. Like, that was who she was for me. Let's go Mike. Even though I've met Mike a couple times, I played college ball with his kids, but I was still like some stories I got to ask. I got some questions I got to ask Mike. Let's go Kobe. Huge Kobe fan, so that'd be dope to have them two at the table. I don't know how that would go with grandma. She could care less about basketball back there,
She
but
just wants to talk to Tristan.
yeah, she would talk to me. That's 3.
Mm.
Let's go. Can I say Jesus? Has anybody
You
said
say
Jesus?
Nobody said Jesus.
Nobody said Jesus.
He's at
That's
my
a great
table.
group right now.
That's a great group.
That's a great group.
A lot of variety. A lot of variety.
And then shout out Nipsey Hussle. Let's go Nip.
All right.
There we go. I was a big Nip fan. I like listening to Nipsey Hussle.
A lot
That's my
of people
guy.
usually pick because those are 4 people that aren't alive.
Yeah. Because I mean, Mike's alive. Is he the only one?
The only one.
Yeah, everybody else, I'm like, I might holler at him for real, but those people I could never, get
Yeah.
to, of course. So.
Yeah, no, that's a great
choice.
list. That's a good list. I like the route you took of like
Yeah.
most people, like people you're not gonna be able to see again.
Yeah.
My list, I think everybody was. Dr. King was on my list.
Okay.
but like
That'd be
pretty
pretty
much,
cool.
pretty much everybody else, like
Yeah.
yeah. So that's a cool list. I
Tupac
like
would be on my list. I just don't know if he's dead or alive. So
we talked about that. We talked
They
about
have to be confirmed to one.
yeah, for one.
yeah, because right now he's like in the gray area. Like we can't even invite him to this
Yeah.
this imaginary dinner
Nah, see, I don't like that.
because we don't know.
We don't
Yeah,
know.
but I liked everybody else on my list. Shout
That's a
out,
good
shout
list.
out to
That's a
everybody
good
on my
list.
It's a good
man.
list. All right, well, T, thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much,
Man.
Tristan.
Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate
Great
y'all for finally
episode.
having me on
Yep,
here, man.
yep, this was long
You know
overdue.
what I mean? Like, if I had to ask another time to come on, I was gonna just pull up. Yeah. At that point, I was just gonna be, 2 P's and a T. You know what I mean? That's what it was gonna have to be. All right?
That's awesome.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be
All
sick.
right.
All right, thanks,
Well,
T.
thanks, Tristan.
Appreciate you.
Thanks,
All right.
guys. See you next week.
Signing
Peace.
off.
Nothing elevates a business and builds recognition for a brand quite like custom apparel for customers and employees. At Phelps Custom Imagewear, choose from hundreds of name brands like Carhartt, Nike, and Eddie Bauer, and thousands of garments and promotional items, all ready to be customized with your design. Not sure where to start? Not to worry. Phelps Custom Imagewear's experienced in-house designers and sales teams will be with you every step of the way to ensure you end up with a quality product that brings your visions to life. Take advantage of our one-stop shop for screen printed, embroidered, and direct-to-film items. Take it a step further with Phelps Custom Company online stores where your customers or employees can purchase merch that you have handpicked and designed. At Phelps Custom Imagewear, we'll help showcase your brand. For more information, call 1-800-344-7043. That's 1-800-344-7043 or visit phelpsusa.com.